Yeah, that's right. On Friday, Tyler Cook made it official and announced he would hire an agent and enter into the NBA draft. With more, we have men's basketball reporter Declan Levy standing by live in the newsroom. Good morning, Declan.
Good morning, John. How are you?
Doing well, Declan. So where do you think Tyler Cook is going to be playing basketball next year?
Yeah, I do not think Cook is actually going to hear his name in the NBA draft. I do, however, think that he can play in Europe. Look at former Hawkeye Aaron White. He's made himself a nice career over there. It's a lot better playing over there than trying to make your way through the G League.
Now, Tyler Cook led Iowa in scoring and rebounding this year. How is Iowa going to replace his productivity?
Yeah, that will be a miss for sure. But you got to look at guys like Cordell Pemsl and Jack Nunge. Nunge is coming off his redshirt year. And after the Tennessee loss, head coach Fran McCaffrey said he is playing the best basketball of his career. He's been in the gym with the assistant coaches, working on that ball handling, and I think he could make a huge difference as he's packed on some pounds and some muscle.
Yeah, the Hawkeyes certainly have the pieces to replace Cook. Once again, that was Declan Levy live in the newsroom. Thank you. Now, Cook has to wait for a couple months for the NBA draft, but the NFL draft is just next week. And today, we're continuing our draft previews with defensive lineman Sam Brincks. Brincks started all 13 games for Iowa this year and was one of the most consistent forces on the D-line. He doesn't have the strongest stats, which is why he needed a good performance at Pro Day. And unfortunately, an injury in the 40-yard dash prevented that from happening.
Not great. I pulled my groin on my first 40 attempt, so that was pretty frustrating. But, other than that, I tried to tough out, the rest of the drills and, just, show that I'm persistent and I'll give it everything I have. You work for the last couple months, to perform well on this day, and when it doesn't go your way exactly, it's kind of frustrating, but, just try to tough it out.
And Brincks definitely toughed it out. Despite the groin injury in his first event, he finished out all the tests on Pro Day, and now it's just time to wait and see for the draft and free agency.
It's kind of wait and see. You kind of wait and see how the draft goes and how free agency goes after that. And if an opportunity comes up, I'll be happy to take it. If not, I'm going to move forward with my life.
With his groin injury, plus not having the statistics to back him up, Brincks' best chance at getting to the NFL will come in free agency. But as he said there, if it works out, he'll take the opportunity, and if it doesn't, he'll just continue to live his life. Now, moving off of dry land, the Iowa rowing team hosted Wisconsin, Minnesota, and Indiana at Lake MacBride for the Big Ten Double Duel for the first team's home event in 3 years. The first season with an upset victory over the Badgers by 7 seconds. However, they would eventually lose to the Gophers later on by only a boat length. But with the support of the Hawkeye fans, Iowa was able to win the one varsity 8 twice. Iowa defeated the Badgers on that second go-around by 5 seconds and secured the fastest time on the lake with just a shade over 7 minutes and 1 second.
I think we had a lot of confidence going into it, but it's exciting to get in there and get a win. And a lot of respect for the other teams too. They both had really good races today, but I think we had really effective moves, and our coxswain made really effective calls, and yeah, it was a good day overall.
We have quite a bit of maturity on our team, and along with that maturity comes a lot of sort of hand-me-down knowledge. So our group is really good at kind of managing themselves, and a lot of the groundwork I did in my first couple of years here to establish norms of self-management and so on. And now we have a lot of the older women on the team working with the younger women and bringing them into the fold and understanding how to do this.
Always remember how effective our moves were today, because if we go in with that same amount of confidence in our plan, I think that no matter if we're going up against Washington or anything like that, we can still make them never want to race us again, because we're constantly on the attack with those moves, and they work really well.
Iowa will go back on the road as they travel to Providence, Rhode Island to take on Harvard and Brown next week. But that will wrap things up for me in the sports studio. Come back tomorrow for a closer look at that first rowing event for the first time in 1,099 days. Noah, take it away.